As Pope?
Yeah.
I'd like to be Pope. That would be my number one choice. No, I don't know. I have no preference. I must say we have a cardinal that happens to be out of a place called New York who's very good. So we'll see what happens.
So the left is losing their mind over President Trump posting an AI picture of him being the Pope. Also, when asked who President Trump would be supporting as for Pope, President Trump jokingly said, well, me, of course. I would want to be Pope. But then he said, anyway, there is a cardinal in New York who is a very fine gentleman who should be Pope. What is the disconnect between the left and Trump making jokes? Let's get into the psychology of that. It's quite simple. The left wants to be taken seriously. Normal people do not take the left seriously. Normal people have normal mental health. So they do not ascribe to any of the ideology that the left wants to espouse. Everything that the left stands for is not of the norm, meaning 51% of the population does not agree with it. I'm using that low number because that's a minimum. To say normal, 51% of the population would have to do it and have to agree with it. They have embarrassed people and even gone so far as to throw them in jail, make them lose their livelihood if they do not agree with whatever the left says. That is not normal. That's authoritarianism, which is crazy because they're always talking about we stand against fascism. No, you don't. You don't stand against fascism because you're a fascist yourself. You have to force people, embarrass people, coerce people, pass laws to make people do what you want to do. There is no law taken where the Republicans have taken, or even just run-of-the-mill average Americans have gone to court to say, we want to marry each other. We want to have children. We want to be able to worship in our church. All of that stuff came under the umbrella of freedom. Notice that the left has to go to court, has to have activists, has to donate to the campaigns, have to take the senators out to dinner, have to give gifts to entice them to pass laws in favor of their stuff. Meanwhile, normal people do stuff like write a letter to Coca-Cola and say, could you stop putting jet fuel in your drink? Please stop doing that. And then the corporation goes, oh, that is bad, huh? You found that out. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna remove that. Even worse, the left is coming against RFK Jr., the Secretary of Health or whatever, of the FDA or whatever he's over. First of all, he's not Republican. He's not even conservative. His niche is health, nutrition, basic stuff that you would think nobody in their right mind would come against this guy. But there you have it, Bill Maher coming against him. It's not the norm. The norm goes across party lines, all party lines. The Green Party, the Constitution Party, Libertarians, Democrats, Republicans. It goes across all party lines. That's what the norm is. It's normal. I say 51%, but it's more like 90%. All of these fringe groups that keep coming forward, we want this. And then they started saying, you need to normalize this. That's not how that works. You notice the dictionary, Merriam-Webster dictionary, or the Oxford edited dictionary, includes words that are quote-unquote slang, which I disagree with, only after the word becomes so commonly used that nearly everybody uses it, or everybody knows what the word means. If you can ask the average person on the street what a word means, and they know it, then it's quote-unquote in common parlance. It has less slang, which is something that a group of people use just amongst themselves, and become more of a mainstream sort of word. That's the reasoning behind them including the words in the dictionary, which the intent of the dictionary originally was to teach us how to speak English, not to tell us what slang words are now common. We were supposed to be able to pick up a dictionary and say everything in here, and you will know how to speak English. But now they want the norm. So they include words in there that are pretty much slang, but that everybody uses because it's the norm. A majority, an overwhelming majority of the people use the word. That's normal. You don't need a law passed by Congress. You don't need activists screaming about it. So the left takes Trump seriously for every word that he says because they want to be taken seriously. That's it. They don't have a sense of humor. No, they have a sense of humor. They're trying to be serious, just like when Tom Cruise was squirted with water and he returned the reaction of, "What is wrong with you? Let's talk about this." He wanted to be taken serious because he wants to be taken seriously. Why does Tom Cruise want to be taken seriously? I'm not going to get into that. But if you know anything about Tom Cruise, you know why he wants to be taken seriously. It's everything that he is. Notice Denzel Washington can joke around. Denzel Washington has talent. Denzel Washington can act. But Denzel Washington also lives in reality. And he's serious when people want to be serious, and he's joking when people want to be joking. He's not like Tom Cruise at all. Tom Cruise is very much like the left. They want to be taken seriously, so they take everything seriously. So where everybody else is having a party, having a good time, the left is always the spoil sports, the wet blankets, or worse, they come and firebomb your party. I'm not joking. I'm not even giggling. I'm not even making light of the situation or even telling a joke. It is true. Thank you all for watching. Really, it was just that one sentence, but I prolonged it. If you have watched all the way to this end, I want to thank everybody. You all have been tremendously patient. You've been clicking the thumbs up and you've been subscribing, and I thank you for that. I have a lot going on in my life. This is why I wasn't here for 2 years, and I'm trying to, my friend says, you need to get back on the YouTube. That is your bread and butter. That's how you're going to get out of this situation that I'm in. So I'm trusting him, and I want to thank all of you all. I'm not going to tell you what's going on because there's nothing you can do about it. Although some of you all have offered some stuff, but there's nothing you can seriously do about it. But you can donate. I'm on PayPal.com/$Shakaama. Just anywhere you want to donate. It's just Shakaama. Okay? Thank you.